Hello again. Now, South Africa's hospitality sector has shown promise given the growth made during the first quarter of 2023. The latest stats show that hotels were the driving force behind the growth in the accommodation sector. Income from hotels increased by 6.2% to a positive growth of 69.1% during the first quarter. There are, however, some concerns as rising food costs, electricity challenges, the cost of additional overheads, and the basic infrastructural challenges putting additional pressure on this industry. FEDHASA National Chairperson Rosemary joining me now live from Johannesburg to tell us more about the growth in this sector. Rosemary, good afternoon. Happy Freedom Day. Welcome to today, and thank you very much for your time here on eNCA. A bit of good news to kick off 2023 for your sector, with the figures for the first quarter being positive.
Yes, it's really great to see the positive figures, Dan. That's exactly what we need. However, the good figures do need to be seen in context. And the context is that we're still not back to pre-COVID levels. The other context is, just as you mentioned, Dan, our costs, unfortunately, have gone up exponentially. So the input costs are really high. And the other thing is that our sector really has to spend a lot of capital costs now on providing bulk infrastructure substitutes, whether it be bulk water, groundwater. They've got to look at a lot of our members in the South Coast are no longer getting reliable water supply, so they're having to provide, either bring in bulk water or otherwise get groundwater. Obviously, that's an additional cost. Diesel, as you mentioned. So unfortunately, even though the figures are really good, the profit margins are being squeezed.
Yeah,
so that's where we currently are.
Yeah, as you said, rising food costs and all the other challenges. One would guess that the hospitality industry itself has then to invest heavily in the bulk infrastructure, like for water supply and in alternative energy supply.
Absolutely. I mean, that's one thing that your guests definitely need is water and electricity. So it's just a must. And I think because of that, we're also asking government that our sector really should be included in the diesel rebate, because it's something we can't do without. So we are going to be asking government to please look at our sector, because we really need that. You know, Dan, as much as we're talking about negative things now, on a positive side, our sector literally could be the catalyst to creating so many jobs in South Africa. Everything is right about our country. We are beautiful. We've got all of the amazing attributes, but we're not capitalizing on it. So like in 2006, our tourism contribution to GDP was 8.48%. Just before COVID, it had reduced all the way down to 6.4%. And now we, like last year, 3.7%. So we're not where we should be. And we really could be. Approximately every hotel room employs one person. So if you compare us to Australia, and Australia is a very good comparison because they're also a long-haul destination, granted that our offerings are far better than theirs. They've got 304,000 hotels in their country, 304,000. Our last count, we've got just over 69,000. So that just shows you the opportunity for our country. And our offerings are spectacular. We really leave countries like Australia way behind. And the other very good thing about our country is that our repeat business, we're one of the highest repeat businesses in the world. So that means
Hi, Rosemary.
They come back again. Yes.
Sorry, yeah. I lost you there for a while. Yeah. Now let's look at let's just drill down a little bit with the time we have. The hotels were driving the growth. Yes, there are challenges, as you've pointed out, but we've also seen other parts of the hospitality industry activities. You know, I mean, restaurants and coffee shops and bar sales seem to be motoring on. From a hotel accommodation perspective, is it us South Africans who are taking our shot left more than before COVID-19 currently, or are we also seeing a wonderful stream of foreign tourists?
We are seeing both, Dan, but unfortunately our international guests are nowhere near where they should be. We're approximately 60% of pre-COVID levels with regards to inbound international tourists. And if we compare this to our sister African countries, a lot of them are even better than pre-COVID levels. So we really need to do some work there too.
Yeah, you said you're going to be asking government for some support when it comes, subsidy, when it comes to diesel, because you're going to have to invest in generators and so on in the industry. And I'm thinking, are there other ways of supporting the industry beyond just the electricity sector?
They definitely are, Dan. So besides the diesel rebate, which we really would like, we would really love our Minister of Home Affairs to introduce digital nomad visas. That is a new market which really grew during COVID, where people who can work anywhere in the world decide to live in a beautiful place like South Africa. And the wonderful thing is they're employed by another country. They literally are Forex. They're Forex coming in. So there are dozens of countries all over the world that now have something called digital nomad visas, where you can stay there for 6 months, a year, or 2 years. We really need to get that because we could have so many more people staying long-term tourists staying in South Africa. That's what we need to do. On a positive note, Minister de Lille is really doing all the right things. So we're very positive in that regard. But if we could just create an environment where we can do what we do best, and that's create lots of jobs, let us do it.
Thank you very much for your time, Rosemary. That's Rosemary Anderson. She is from FEDHASA, the Federated Hospitality Association of South Africa.